Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. So, my name is Michelle, and I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I combine my knowledge of astrology with my intuition, and this will be reflected in this video. Now, today, I will talk about the upcoming new moon in the sign of Virgo, which will happen on the 23rd of August, 2025 at 0 degrees and 23 minutes. And I will start off with describing this new moon in general, and then I'm going to dive into each and every single sign. Now, I recommend you to check your rising sign first. This is the most accurate. And then you can look at your moon sign and sun sign for additional information. Now, before we start, I just started offering pre-recorded sessions. Okay, so you can book your birth chart and your yearly predictions, all these things now online with me. So you can send me an email which one you would like to choose with your date of birth and also 4 questions. And I will send you an extended video with information about your chart or what to expect in your life. So you can ask me about your career, you can ask me about a relationship, and I will tell you all in a pre-recorded video. Okay. Let's start with this new moon. Let's understand it because we're having this pretty unexpected day. Okay. Unexpected situations, unexpected ideas might be coming true. And this is because this new moon in Virgo is squaring Uranus. So Virgo rules the sixth house. This is about your routines. This is about your health. This is about service as well, service to other people, but in a paid way. Okay. This is about work, so to speak. And it's in a square with Uranus. Uranus is all about everything out of the box thinking. It's the rebel and sudden events. So what we have here is Uranus in Gemini, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Then we have Virgo, and Virgo is also ruled by Mercury. So we have a very mercurial energy, okay? And this can lead to brilliant new ideas, okay? Things that, and we will check for your sign where that will be in for you. But this is about organizing the mind, and it's almost like there will be some pressure on it. Like you just want to get to the truth, you want to solve a problem, or you want to start something new, and you're just like thinking what it is that is the true answer for you. And then suddenly it's going to shift. Suddenly you're going to get the breakthrough. Okay. So Uranus is going to give this sudden idea, but also because Virgo likes to plan, this energy likes planning, organization of the mind. And very often the mind can be organized when your space is organized. Okay. And so often Virgo is related to cleaning. Doesn't always have to be that way. It's just a clean space is for some people a clean mind, okay? But it doesn't always have to be specifically that people who have Virgo planets that only want to clean. So pay attention to this day because you might be planning a trip, or you have something planned this day. There might be a disruption, and a disruption can be something really positive, right? Like maybe you plan like a day away, and suddenly you meet a group of people that you really connect with, and they're like, we're gonna go here, there, and there after. Would you like to join? So you're going to have to take a distance from your already existing plan and going into a new one, right? And this is just one example. You can change plans at work, for example. Just your day-to-day planning might change. The same with, for example, for some of you, there will be electricity or internet going off. So this will change your working day, for example. Okay. I'm not saying this is going to be a global thing, but for some people, there's definitely going to be like a power outage, and that's going to maybe change your working day. Okay. Then we have Virgo in a trine with Chiron. And Chiron is in Aries. So here we have Virgo, the sign that likes to do things in a perfect way, loves to look at all the details, right? Wants to not have any loose ends. And that's why they're sometimes come across as stressful, stressing about things, because it's like, I want to get this done in the best way possible. And that's why Virgo energy can be quite tough on themselves. Okay. So this energy that comes out can be quite tough on themselves. But for example, if you're a day out and these people are so nice to you and they accept you for who you are and maybe your quirky side and your quirky ideas, right? That can be healing. And this is where Chiron comes in, like where you think you have a wound in your identity, because we're talking about Aries here. Aries is about, rules the first house. This is about your identity. So there might be a massive healing going on with your identity. And even there might be some good news regarding your health, or you're on a journey of healing. For example, even things that cannot be healed, but you're starting to accept. And sometimes by accepting something, you can heal it. It's really controversial, but this is very often with people who want to get pregnant and they can't get pregnant because they put so much stress on themselves. And when they accept that they cannot, very often it just suddenly happens because we do have a lot of miracles, and miracles happen when we surrender and we let go. That's why Jupiter rules the ninth house in astrology, having faith to something bigger than ourselves. And it doesn't really matter if that is a certain religion or if that's no religion. It's really about how you feel and how you are able to surrender and trust that everything that is happening is for the greater good, let's say, because some things are really tough, really, really, really tough. And I don't want to undermine that because it's really serious, but it's part of what you're here to learn. And if you trust it, it can be very healing, even though, they say forgive, but you don't have to forget. It's in this kind of way, right? Then we have Jupiter in the sign of Cancer, exalted here, trining the North Node, right? Jupiter direct, trining the North Node in Pisces. Here we go. A massive push towards a new destiny in your life, wherever the North Node is in and wherever Jupiter is in your chart. So measure these things up and you will see where in your life you're being pushed. And you know what? We're talking about water here. So it's going to be kind of effortless. It's going to be an effortless flow. And you're getting this intuitive insight about what you need to do. So listen to your intuition. And, it's kind of contradictory because we have this mercurial and mind energy, but we also have this free flowing, very watery energy. So you're going to have to find a way to work with both the intellect and your intuition. And this is very often where the key lies as well, right? Because when we are on the spiritual path, it doesn't mean that we don't need to think with our brain anymore, or the other way around. Just thinking with the brain will also not always lead to the best situations, because your intuition maybe tells you to take a different route. Then we have Venus also in the sign of Cancer, right? Cancer is about housing. So some of you actually might find a new house, um, family, healing the family line, even getting a lot of healing in that area. Venus is trining Saturn and Neptune. So here we have, Saturn and Neptune are in Aries. So people are really working on themselves right now. It's either you work on yourself or you're running away from yourself, right? And I say both is fine, but it's either long-term pain and avoiding it, or sitting through it for some time, which is very uncomfortable, but then it will heal itself. You're able to let it go, right? So here we have things related to love, maybe blocks in creativity that have been preventing you from fully expressing yourself or fully allowing yourself to do what you love, right? Following your heart. And we have Venus opposing Pluto. So it could be that, be careful with presents that you receive that have some form of manipulation. Okay. I give you this present, but I expect something in return. Okay. So, and it's both ways, right? The fine line is here. I give this to you and I expect nothing back. Same with money right now. Okay. Be aware that people might offer you something that is better for them than for you. So you have to do a lot of good investigations. And the fine line is standing up for yourself and negotiate the right um the right situation, what is best for you, so to speak. Then we have Venus also in a square with Chiron there. So healing family situations once again. And by healing your family situation, you can heal parts of yourself. Or you realize that some things you don't have in your control, right? Because Venus is opposing Pluto. And sometimes we we so much want to other people to change because it's more comfortable for us, but it's not always possible. Like everybody has their own freedom to not change, to not do anything about it. And you have to realize, is that something I can live with, or is that something I cannot live with? Okay. So ultimately, with everything in life, we have to reflect it back to ourselves. Like, what are we able to do with what we have? Is that enough for you? Is that enough for you in any type of relationship, in a friendship, in a romantic relationship, in a workplace, right? Is that enough for you? Um, and if it's not, do something about it. And if it is enough, then, you know, make the best of every single day. So, um, we also talking with Virgo about pets, and I don't want to leave the pets out because I love, love, love pets. And so there could be like a sudden pet coming in for you. For some of you, might be taking care of a pet for like your social circle or for family members. And, maybe you need to do something for work, or you need to get stuff done, or you're taking a trip, but you need someone to take care of your pets, or you get a new pet, right? So there might be some sudden events there too. And if you see anything that has to do with their health, make sure to bring them to the vet. Our little cuties, right? They are true. They represent true unconditional love. So we have to be very gentle and very sweet for animals, right? Because we are the smarter species. And hurting animals brings in a lot of karma. So, um, yeah, they are here to teach us unconditional love, and they are here to teach from us how to human, right? Because they might be a human themselves one day. Anyways, I think I've got it all covered. So I'm ready to go to all the signs. Alrighty, righty. So here we have Aries. So Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in Virgo in your sixth house. And sixth house, well, it's in its own house, right? So for you, it's important to plan your day, but also be open-minded that it might go another way. Okay, there might be an unexpected trip that you have to make because we have Uranus in the third house. Unexpected ideas. So if someone is going to have brilliant ideas at work, it's definitely going to be you. But there might also be some suffering from overthinking or having so many ideas that you don't know where to start and you don't know which one to follow. So make sure to connect with your intuition and to listen to your intuition on what decision ultimately to make. Okay, we do have Mercury in your fifth house, now direct in Leo. So you are very expressive, and it's a really good time for you to write, to speak. If you have any type of social media platform, you can speak up about something, but not to create disharmony, because it's in a sextile with Mars. Mars in Libra is, like Libra likes harmony and Mars likes to go fast. So um, be aware with what you say, okay? And not speak too much before you have the plan settled. Now, Jupiter is in your fourth house and it's trining the North Node in your 12th house. So you're able to, maybe some of you are buying a house, selling a house, redecorating a house, okay? Also, this is a very spiritual alignment. So it could be that you're getting help from your ancestors that are giving messages in your dreams, because the North Node is in the 12th house. So this is about your dreams as well. Venus is there in your fourth house, and it's trining Saturn and Neptune in the first. So maybe your family is giving you almost like ideas, or maybe you can heal now the feeling of not being good enough, or that you feel like your family doesn't fully accept you, but it's starting to heal, or you're just starting to have better boundaries. But there is some type of healing taking place that is actually helping you. We have the South Node in the sixth house. So some of you could be even taking a break from work, saying, you know what, I need a break. Or you're going to be in between jobs, right? Because Jupiter is in the fourth house. Jupiter loves to be in the fourth house, loves to be at home, right? And the North Node says maybe you need a break. Maybe you need to focus on your spiritual journey for a while, okay? It can go either way. Memories of love, I'm getting. So there might be some past situations coming back, and you're going to talk about it. You look at that throat chakra. Maybe you're going to speak up about something, and that will be very healing for you, right? That will be very healing. For Aries. All right. Material harvest and firm foundation. So you're going to get a firm foundation first with Jupiter in the fourth house. It's all about firm foundation, right? And it's a trine here. Look at the backbone. There's a trine, and Jupiter is trining the North Node. And here we have material harvest. Okay, so you could make money through, if you're in real estate or something like that, you could make a lot of money right now. Or if you're into turning homes around and then selling them, that would be extremely beneficial. Um, but yeah, there is a massive healing happening for you that gives you more grounding. And when you're more grounded, you can earn more money, right? That's the basic chakra, the first chakra, the root chakra. If that one is healed, the rest can follow. And then the money can flow to you. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Aries. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time. Let's move on to Taurus. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in Virgo in your fifth house, okay? So this is making a lovely trine for you, especially if you have a Taurus ascendant around 0 degrees, or not really around 0 degrees or above, like 5 degrees up. You'll make a trine with this new moon, okay? And this is really positive. Fifth house is about romance. It's really about creative projects and your children. So you might be having just this uplifting feeling that you want to express yourself and you want to be around the people that, that you like. There could be some unexpected expenses. This new moon is squaring Uranus in your second house of money and how you value yourself. So if you're, for example, dating, or you're going out with your loved one or your kids, you're going for dinner, that you might overspend a little bit, like doing more than expected. Yeah, with, for example, fifth house is also about, making gambles, but it could be either way. It's definitely not guaranteed. And you also have the South Node in the fifth house. So it's more a no than a yes for you to do that right now. Jupiter is in your third house and it's trining the North Node in your 11th house. So you will have a massive reach to people. So if you are a public speaker or if you're a writer or someone that, even if you're behind the scenes, it's like your speech will do something to other people. You can really inspire people right now and they really feel your message. They really feel what you have to share, okay? And maybe it will push you towards organizing workshops or attending workshops, and the things that you're saying there, even if you're a participant, doesn't matter, right? Like we are always there to inspire each other. So a lot of beautiful things can happen for you there, or maybe even an idea for a book or something that you want to share with this world. Like you're going to be triggered to follow that around this new moon, okay? And um, we have this new moon in the fifth house trining Chiron. Okay, Chiron is now at 26 degrees and it's retrograde. But for some of you can already feel it. It's very close to your sun, moon, or rising. Okay, this means that massive healing will take place, and things that maybe you didn't like about yourself, they're being healed right now. They're being accepted. Like if you think that what you say or how you behave will not be accepted by people, I feel like this new moon can definitely go towards acceptance. And this has to do with going into your inner child, because the fifth house loves healing the inner child. And Virgo is very curious, detail oriented. So reading books in your spare time, investigate, soaking up knowledge, that's gonna bring in this childlike energy in you. Like, I want to explore, I want to know more about all these things that are happening. I want to investigate. So you're definitely gonna get a lot more information about that. Look at that, intuition. So listen to your intuition around this time, because definitely um, it's going to tell you a lot more about where you need to go. If you are moving, because we have Venus very close to your IC, opposing Pluto in the 10th house. So if you're moving for a job, um, there might be some hiccups, okay? So be careful. Like, I want to be always positive, but life's is ups and downs, and we have to be able to say everything. And I say financial and material changes, okay? So even if you're, for example, doing a new job, like Pluto in the 10th house can really force you in a complete different direction. And this complete different direction might not be giving you the money that you want yet, but it can come in. So be aware that you're not spending too many things on the house or too many things to family, but that you're also saving money for when things are more settled in your life. Okay. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Taurus. Thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate you. And until next time, let's move on to Gemini. So Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in Virgo in your fourth house. And let me have a look. Okay. Okay, my chart is up. Okay, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in Virgo in your fourth house, okay? And it's squaring Uranus in your sign. So you're going to be highly impacted, especially if you have between 0 and 5 degrees Sun, Moon, and Rising, okay? Unexpected events, unexpected move. This could be through a tension with a landlord, tension with family, could be some words going back and forward. But it's a breakthrough moment where you're going to take a step that you wouldn't have done before. But Uranus in your sign makes you more of a rebel, okay? It's going to force you to think out of the box. So even in the way you're going to live, maybe you have this breakthrough moment, this thought, like, I want to live in a community, or I want to live in this kind of place. So you're going to really think about what it is that you want, and that gives you more freedom. You want more freedom regarding your identity, and you want to express yourself more freely. So there will be some breakthrough moment happening. Then we have Jupiter in your second house. What a beautiful placement for making money, especially if you're in nurturing jobs like a nurse or a doctor, or holistic, anything that cares, for people, like family therapist, or even in real estate. It's trining the North Node, and the North Node for you is in the 10th house in Pisces. So artistic careers, you could earn a lot of money and get a lot of breakthroughs right now, which are going to be so beneficial for you. Okay, going to be so beneficial for you. Let me get you a card. Chiron for you is in the 11th house. So this, maybe you're spending time with family, and this time with family, or this situation in your housing situation, might bring some kind of healing factor. Okay, like maybe your friends haven't really supported you the way you wanted them to support you, but it led you to become stronger, to become a better version of yourself. Okay, so the healing starts taking place, and you will see exactly who your true friends are, because Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron, they are filtering them, okay? Because you might attract people that need a lot of help, but at this point, the help you need is for yourself. And it doesn't mean you can't help people. You can always help people, right? But it shouldn't be at the cost of yourself. This is just the most important thing. Getting the waiting game. So maybe you're waiting for some kind of answer, some kind of reply. This could be housing related. Maybe you're moving even for a job, and you're waiting for some kind of answer from a job, from a client. I'm getting destiny. Like I said, the North Node has to do with a new destiny, a new uh, direction in your life. So this waiting game is there to prepare you, because sometimes if we get immediate answer, we don't appreciate it as much as when we had to wait a bit for it. Light. Okay, so I'm seeing you surrounded by light, and this is also seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, right? Like maybe there was a bit of a difficult situation, but this breakthrough is going to be uncomfortable, but it's getting you out of it's out of your comfort zone, and this is bringing you towards the this new path which your soul really wants to go on. We have Venus as well in your second house, opposing Pluto in the ninth. So be very aware of money scams, okay? Money scams, or like people, teachers that want to help you and then take your money. So be careful with that, that you go with people that have refused or that have established themselves. So you know you're not falling for someone that promises quick fixes in some way, but is not able to stand true. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Gemini. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, let's move on now to Cancer. So, Cancer, Sun, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in your third house. And the third house has to do with traveling. So, some of you are going on a trip, and this new moon is in a square with Uranus. So, it could be that on this trip, you might have some trouble sleeping, or you have very, very vivid dreams. If you spend this trip in nature, the forest, or things like that, you might even get some intuitive insights, okay? More intuitive insights and very, very brilliant ideas could be channeled to you. Because some people say, oh, I don't channel, I don't know how to do that. But sometimes channeling is also getting ideas to you. So if you're a writer or you're writing, you could really write some brilliant work if you're just sitting by yourself in the nature, or you're sitting by yourself in a room and you're really focused on just being. Like, this is how you channel. or you don't have to call it channel even. It's just how you get ideas is to be completely still. You have Jupiter in your first house, trining the North Node in the ninth house. This is such a beautiful placement, okay? For traveling. If you're traveling, this could be a really good time for you. And especially if you're traveling, you're taking a bit of a faraway trip, right? Going overseas. It gives you a different perspective of life. And with Saturn and Neptune, even though life could be a bit difficult at work, life can be difficult. Even if life is a bit difficult at work, you're going to be so optimistic about it, and you can make changes accordingly right now. Like you can shift directions, work towards that. You have the magnetism and the enthusiasm to do that right now. Okay, and you well, literally, you're very magnetizing. So if you're looking for love, this is also a beautiful time. We do have Venus in an opposition with Pluto. So make sure that the people that do come in, because we have Pluto in the eighth house, right? And that could be that there are also offers that just want one thing, right? And if you want that, that's fine. I'm not here to judge. But if you don't want that, make sure that you are not ending up with someone that is just looking for some good times. You're going to have to filter, because with Jupiter in the first house, you can attract many, many people because of your magnetism. So people feel very drawn to you. They really want to talk with you and they're very interested, right? And this is not just relationships. This is in general. You could be getting a lot of job offers. Because Jupiter will get new things to you, but you're going to have to also filter and see what is the best for you to move forward. Okay. So let me get you cards for my lovely, lovely Cancer. Alrighty. Conflict and defeat. So you've known some conflicts, but you know what? Heart chakra. All you have to do is connect, because you have this lucky planet behind you. So even though some conflicts presented themselves to you or are presenting themselves to you, if you connect to your heart, I'm getting here temptation and triumph. We just talk about it. Like some people might give you temptations and it's literally in the cards and we just talk about it. So people might give you temptations, but you're going to have to see which one is your victory. Otherwise, it's not worth it unless that's what you want, right? But if you want something lasting, short-term pleasure is never the answer, right? What do we have here? Love begins. You're pouring so much love into yourself, learning how to love yourself, learning how to nurture yourself. This is a beautiful month to do that. Okay. So, whatever you want to do, you want to take a bath, you want to take care of yourself, you want to go for a massage. This is a wonderful time to do that and to relax. And true relaxation, you might get a lot of ideas that are going to help you to the next level. Okay. So spontaneous ideas, but definitely true spending time with yourself. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Gemini. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, let's move on now to Leo. So Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in Virgo in your second house, and it's squaring Uranus in your 11th house. So it could be that your friends could bring in ideas for you on how to make money. It could even be a tension going on, like maybe there's a discomfort between you and your friends about spending money. Maybe you don't want to spend so much, but you go along with the fun and you end up paying more than you expected. The South Node in the second house can sometimes drain your money. Um, it can, yeah, literally drain it. So make sure to speak up and to stand up for yourself if that is not something you're willing to do. You do have Mercury in your sign, so you're going to have very strong speech, and it's sextiling Mars in the third house. So you do have a massive speaking range, so to speak. So stand up for yourself when you need to. Jupiter is in the 12th house and it's trining the North Node in your 8th house. So if you're going through any type of divorce, if you need to arrange papers, if even some money could come back to you, okay? Because we have Jupiter in the 12th house. This is related to, among others, past life, and it's trining the North Node. So some good situation from a past life, some good deeds are being brought back to you, especially regarding finances, but also some cycles are, you can break them right now. So, eighth house has repetitive cycles. Now it is in Pisces, so Pisces is ruling the 12th house. So, we have a massive connection here that if you even do meditation, yoga, walking in nature, especially swimming with all this watery energy, you're able to wash away some of your karma. It could be that you're even doing like some fasting. If you fast right now, you can burn down quite a bit of karma, okay? And you do it on your way. Doesn't have to be always super extreme because some people have to work. You do it what your intuition tells you to do. You could be having very vivid dreams, okay? Vivid dreams around this time, getting foundation and achievements. So you're setting in a new foundation, okay? Especially regarding finances. Could be that you're starting a joint bank account with your partner, okay? That you're merging the money. Just be sure that you have good agreements because Venus is in the 12th house, opposing Pluto in the 7th. Okay, and this could mean there could be some disagreements regarding money, so make good agreements with each other. I'm getting discontentment and boredom. So maybe from being bored, boredom is actually very good for us. Like if we're bored, we have an open space for other things to happen. We could become restless, but it can also lead you towards trying new things. Like if you're never bored, when are you going to learn something new or study something new, right? It's from boredom where you get like this urge for something new. Intuition, your intuition is going to be so spot on. So listen to it. Like you're going to have a lot of ideas that are going to help you achieve the things that you want, okay? If you're an accountant, massive opportunities could be coming for you. So accountants, surgeons, there could be a good job offer there for you. People work in hospitals, um, yeah, or even holistic healers, okay? Healers, tarot readers, all these people in this kind of jobs, you could definitely see a lot of opportunities coming your way. And this has to do with positive karma from past lives. And you're also going to feel extremely connected, like something is helping you and guiding you. Like, even though people might be against you or trying to do something, it's almost like you're going to get some type of help right now. So it's all very positive. And yeah, that's my message for you, my lovely Leos. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. And until next time, let's move on to Virgo. So Virgo, Sun, and Rising. This new moon is highly impacting you, especially if you have your sun, moon, and rising between 0 and 5 degrees. Okay. And happy birthday for my sunshine Virgos. I mean, you would be on the cusp, right? If you're born on the 23rd of August, you could still be a Leo or you're a Virgo. So you're definitely a cusper. And yeah, this is going to highly impact you. We have Uranus in the 10th house. So there could be a sudden breakthrough in work, sudden changes in work, sudden events regarding work. Okay. You might be switching jobs suddenly. A message that you're saying on the internet could go viral, or people don't like it that much. However, Jupiter is in the 11th house. So I'm going towards more positive things with that. Okay. Maybe just be aware of not over speaking or speaking too much. And I should tell this to myself as well. Sometimes I make these long videos. I'm a Virgo, and I'm so enthusiastic, and I'm like, oh, that's like a whole 2 hours speech. So stick with the details, right? So here we go. It could be that your work might suddenly, you have a plan to do for work, and suddenly this plan is disrupted. Your path is changing because, for example, a collaboration could happen that is changing everything for you. Jupiter is in the 11th house, it's trining the North Node in the 7th. So sudden partnerships can definitely change the direction that you're going in. This could be a romantic partnership, but it might just come from your network, like people who are really interested in what you're doing. And there you go, your planned workspace, things you planned to do, it's going to change. Okay, Venus is in the 11th house. You definitely have many opportunities to meet a lot of new friends, to expand your network. You're definitely more seen than usual, especially if you're a Virgo rising. Now, Pluto is in the 6th house. Okay, so be very careful with your health, especially if you're eating a lot, because we have a lot of planets in Cancer. Cancer likes to soothe itself and eat so many sweets and being nice to themselves that maybe your health is gonna, pop up. So be careful that you don't eat too much sugar around this day, or generally in general, it's not the best idea, although overeating sometimes is fine as long as we don't do it every day. So it's just something to be careful of, but it's not something that has to happen, because if there's nothing to present, then Pluto will not has nothing to reveal to the outside world from the underworld, right? It's the planet of the underworld. So switches in job, changes of plans, collaborations that are going to be very good for you. Okay. Your sign, so Sun, Moon, and Rising is trining, so especially, early degree, it's going to trine Chiron and in the 8th house. So here you have a chance to heal vulnerability. Maybe you have a hard time sharing your thoughts or your feelings. It could even be at work that you're afraid to show your full potential. Like, I don't want to step into the forefront, because Virgos don't always like to be bragging. You're the sign of service, right? Like, you prefer other people to shine and you don't want to always step to the forefront. And you can impress people with your mind, like, definitely. And this could end up now in people seeing you, seeing your words, seeing your wisdom, and also being vulnerable. Like, maybe you have trouble being just that, but by trying, it can be something very healing for you. And it can also help others to open up as well, right? And I always say opening up is good, of course, to the right people. This is really important. So, Virgo, let me get you a card. It's a really positive time for you, especially if you're like in jobs in science or tech. If you're doing something online, if you are, have social media, obstacles and challenges. So these obstacles and challenges that you're facing are pushing you towards something else that is better for you. Okay. Sometimes we have to be in solitude to see that. And maybe you're reading into something, because people think sometimes that, you know, um, obstacles are negative, but sometimes it needs to push you towards a different direction, because if the other thing works out, you're not going to go to where you're supposed to go, right? And we have Jupiter in your 11th house, trining the North Node in your 7th house. So you're being pushed towards the public. You're gonna show yourself more than usual, okay? Third eye chakra. So you have an intuition that is very strong for a lot of you. And I'm getting patience. So if you need to be patient with something, like you're planting a tree, and the seed is planted and it's growing, but maybe it's not growing as fast as you want. But your intuition is telling you that wait for it, because maybe, you need more energy. Maybe your energy levels are not high enough to do that, or maybe you need more knowledge, and then it's going to be even better. It's going to reach more mountaintops, right? Material and spiritual prosperity. So it will happen at the right time for you, but you're definitely going to be pushed in the direction you need to go now. And collaborations, even though it's maybe uncomfortable, because I'm getting solitude in the cards, and Virgo, you're represented by the hermit, right? And the hermit likes to be alone, so it's going to be uncomfortable maybe to be in a collaboration, but with the right person, that's definitely going to bring a lot of good stuff for you now. And you can really attract a new group to you that is more in alignment with you, your frequency. So that's my message for you, my amazing Virgo. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time, let's move on to Libra. So Libra, Sun and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in Virgo in your 12th house. And the 12th house is about past lives. This is about everything unconscious, unseen, right? Locked away, things we rather not see as well. And this is also about resting, but only through rest we can see what is unseen, right? Only when we rest and we connect with the divine, we can really see what is hidden in our body or what we're not seeing very clearly. Um, this new moon makes a square with Uranus in the 9th house. So some of you need a break ASAP. You need to take a break, maybe some holiday, or make sure that you rest enough. You need to find balance between work and resting, because yes, you have Jupiter in the 10th house supporting your work in more ways than ever. Okay, this is really an amazing time. Jupiter is trining your North Node in the 6th house. So, especially if you do something service oriented, you even get a higher boost. Jupiter will bring you to the place where you need to be work wise. Okay. Starting a new business, um, getting this new job, it's all in there in the cards, in the astrology chart cards for you. So, it's time to go after what it is that you want, but you need to rest enough, because otherwise you're gonna overwork yourself. Okay, so many opportunities for you. Mercury is in the 11th house, sextiling Mars in the 1st house, so you have a very strong voice in the public. So if you are, a manager or public speaker, or you're in sales, things like that, or in real estate, or whatever job you have, your communication is very strong and on point, but it might create some disharmony. Okay. And sometimes disharmony needs to happen for something better to happen next. Right. And your sign is ruled by Venus. So you don't like to stir up stuff. Like, you prefer harmony over, you know, saying sharp things that might stir up a situation. But right now, you're going to be triggered to do so. Okay. You might have thought about something and, I'm going to just say it. Yeah. So traveling, some of you might be digital nomads. So you might be traveling and working at the same time. There's just so much going on that you need to rest sometimes, okay? And make sure your diet is on point, that you don't neglect your diet and your routine. So, um, especially routines regarding rest. What do you do, Libra, to have enough rest and to take enough rest? So, this is really important. All right. So, here we have wisdom. So, there's a lot of wisdom coming your way. Okay. People are going to be impressed with your wisdom, especially in the workplace, or if you do anything related, Cancer is a very nurturing energy. So you're going to be more nurturing in your job, and you're going to share your wisdom in such ways that people kind of trust you. Okay. So this new moon is trining Chiron in the 7th house. So there is a chance of Maybe if something is uncomfortable in your romantic relationship or in your business partnerships and you haven't really faced it yet, there's almost like this element of acceptance. Like, this is what's happening. This is the aspect where I don't feel completely seen by my partner. You can definitely bring it up after reflection, after self reflection. You can talk about it. Venus is in the 10th house opposing Pluto in the 5th. Okay, so be aware of um not not a good time to gamble. It's, it could be some disagreement with your kids, for example, or even in the workplace. Be aware of money scams, um or manipulation, right? I give you this in the workplace, or you're going to get a raise, but I want you to run two more departments and you're going to get like 100 euro raise or dollar. That's not fair. So, throat chakra, speak up for yourself. If that's not something that sounds right for you, then that's not acceptable. Okay. Some of you are diving into astrology actually to guide you, because Uranus is now in an air sign, in Gemini in the 9th house. That's a beautiful alignment for astrology. Or if that's something you want to learn or you want to know more about, then this is your time, my lovely Libras. Sacral chakra. So you're working on your creativity, and maybe your inner pain might be helping you. Um, Sometimes past disappointment, like heartbreaks, can lead to the best artwork, okay, or the best presentation of something, right? And people love a storyline or storytelling. So maybe you want to add a certain story element to what it is that you're presenting, and that's gonna touch people's hearts. Okay. So thank you so much for being here, my lovely Libra. I so appreciate you. And until next time, let's move on to Scorpio. So, Scorpio, Sun and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in Virgo in your 11th house. This is about your network, this is about your friends, and it's squaring Uranus in the 8th house. Now, Uranus naturally rules the 11th house, okay? So you might want to volunteer somewhere. Maybe you want to help, or you want to volunteer abroad, right? You have Jupiter now in the 9th house. And especially if you have around 16-degree sun, moon, or rising, it's making a ground water trine with the North Node, okay? So Jupiter is in a trine with the North Node, Jupiter in the 9th house, and North Node in the 5th house. So you could be volunteering abroad, uh, starting to work, and even some of you want to live abroad. Okay, starting a new project, and this could be a work project. Okay, but you could also want to start a child. I wanted to say a child project. So if you want children, this is very fertile time. If that's not what you want, then be very careful, my lovely Scorpios. But it's a very, very creative time for you. If you're into publishing, if you want to publish something, especially related to care, culture, even nurturing fields, traveling, you might get your message across in many ways. Jupiter in the 9th house is in its own placement, is exalted here. So you will have this very strong sense of direction, having faith that things are going to be okay for you. And the wisdom that you're sharing around this time is going to be so crucial. So even if you are like a reader yourself, you can really transform people at this time. They're going to be so impressed with your wisdom. Mars is in the 12th house, so be careful that you're not overdoing things. Relax when you need to. Okay, don't overextend yourself. okay? Because you're so excited. There are probably going to be so many ideas coming in. You have Mercury in the 10th house. So it's a beautiful alignment for teaching, sharing, communicating, right? This new moon is in the 11th house. So maybe spreading some of this, um, internal, almost want to say like your inner child creativity. You're going to bring that to the outside world, okay? And you don't really care where the message goes. You just want to express yourself. That's the North Node in the 5th house, right? It's not calculated. It's about just wanting to bring your gift to the world, no matter how people are going to react to it. Um, Saturn and Neptune are in the 6th house. So there could be some pressure regarding work or regarding, it could be quite busy or having more responsibility. The best for you is to stick with routines. If you have work or not, Saturn really requires you to have routines. This new moon is also in Virgo, rules the 6th house. So routines are extremely important right now, and watching your health. So we have this new moon in a square with Uranus in the 8th house. So unexpected situations, sudden events could happen. Like, for example, you need to arrange some paperwork, you're out with your friends, or you're getting an email that, you need to arrange some paperwork or something is not done, or, something with the electricity bill that needs to be arranged. And that changes maybe the plan of your day. So that could occur during this day. Definitely, even like deep conversations can change the way you look at the world. Okay. Sacral chakra, I'm getting really creative energy, Scorpio. Fertility, like I said, if you want to get prego, it's great. But if you don't, be very careful. Victory and success. Okay, so you're going to be victorious over many things. This is because Jupiter in the 9th house gives you the faith and trust that things are going to be okay, right? And we have this grand trine with the North Node and your sign, especially if it's around 16 degrees. Sacral chakra, very fertile time when it comes to also creativity, self-expression, the way just make sure that if now there's paperwork, because a lot of things are going very well for you, but you do have to look at paperwork, and in some cases related to your housing situation or a situation related to the house. Like I said, electricity bills, taxes, some kind of taxes for the house or housing, something with the landlord that needs to be arranged or fixed. So it sounds quite boring, but these things need to happen as well. So yeah, have a look at that. That is my message for you, my amazing Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, let's move on to Sagittarius now. So Sagittarius, Sun and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in Virgo in your 10th house, and it's squaring Uranus in your 7th house. So it could be like a breakthrough with a partnership or business partnership. And this could be a breakthrough as in sudden separation. It could be that your partner is bringing in an idea that is changing your path regarding your career. Even something he or she is saying that might change the course of stuff. They could suddenly have a different plan. Like, I'm going to take a job in Japan. And you're going to be like, wait a minute, I live in England. So how are we going to do that? So it's kind of this unexpected situations, but it can be just as simple as your partner is bringing in this really good ideas for your work. But with Uranus, you just don't know, because it's like everything is unexpected. Okay. You might be meeting someone in the workplace and it cannot happen because it's difficult. Maybe you're the boss, the other person is the boss, and HR policies and all these kind of things. Or, what if it doesn't work out? Then we work in the same place. Um, Jupiter is in your eighth house, okay? And it's trining the North Node in the fourth house. So some of you are looking for a house, then definitely there could be some news. If you're looking for some loans for a house, or you're looking for some Texas, I don't know. You're looking for Texas. Probably you're not looking for them. Maybe you're paying off something and that just brings in a lot of good stuff for you. Maybe you finally get the key of a home, or you get everything sorted that you need to move in. Um, yeah, some of you are just working from home and it's just really beneficial for you. And it could be that if for the first time in your life, your partner is making the money and you are just taking it more easy, right? Taking care of the house, whatever situation applies to you, as the planets can mean multiple things to multiple people, right? That's why it's a general reading. Um, Mars is in the 11th house, so you could have like really passionate conversations with friends, and yeah, you could even be on a trip with them, and there could be like a few arguments, but that leads actually to growing closer together. Because Mercury is in the ninth house, so this could be a trip or even just a day trip you're taking together, or you're having conversations about the universe and all these kind of things, and things might get quite heated, quite passionate, but ultimately it's like it's a sextile. So this is like a peaceful, good conversation that it's definitely going to bring you together, closer together. So this North Node, or this new moon in Virgo, is also trining Chiron in the fifth house. So a lot of you Sagittarius, you're healing your inner child. I'm getting truth. Look at that. We're talking about inner child. Maybe some things that you didn't remember coming back to you, or the truth of a situation is going to be revealed, right? Like things that you didn't see very clearly are becoming more clear for you. And though that can be more healing, or maybe that brings in some pain, but that pain might liberate you ultimately, right? Like sometimes we see something as unfair, but sitting through that pain and really accepting it, welcoming it, it can help you heal a lot faster. I'm getting balance and material and spiritual prosperity. Look at that. So, this new one in Virgo can definitely bring in a new opportunity for work, very unexpected opportunity. Um, Sudden, out of the blue. Um, then we have base chakra. So we also have balance, which is ultimately harmony. So maybe where you're going to go gives you more peace, more harmony, something that you were looking for. And it wasn't maybe necessarily the thing that you thought you wanted to do. Like sometimes in life, we think we have to be this big achiever, I want to be this, that, and that. But maybe that's not what makes you truly happy. So you're going to figure out now with the North Node in the fourth house and the knowledge of the eighth house with Jupiter, you're going to realize what makes you truly happy, what makes you feel grounded, and what your heart truly desires, which might not match what you would like for yourself in the public, or which you would like how you would like people to see you. Okay, we'll get there. But it's ultimately something that is better for you, right? So that would be my message for you, my amazing Sagittarius. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, let's move on to Capricorn. So this is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in your ninth house, okay? And we have this new moon squaring Uranus in the sixth house. So there could be a sudden trigger that you need to travel for work, okay? With Uranus, expect the unexpected. It's in your sixth house and in connection with the ninth, which is about mental travel. So it could be that you have a lot of new ideas for your work, okay? Whatever it is that you're doing, a lot of new ideas might be coming up and might be revealed to you, okay? And this could create a sudden event like traveling, or you could be reading some books that give you a connection and you're like, wait a minute, I never thought that actually I could apply that as well. And that could suddenly change the direction that you're in. There's even some of you that they're gonna quit your job. You're gonna be like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna take a trip and I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna change jobs, something that suits me better. Especially people who have, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you have that between 0 and 5 degrees, you will be highly impacted. Okay, but it's gonna push you towards a new destiny that is maybe more suited for you. We have Jupiter in the seventh house. This is so wonderful for relationships, business partnership, romantic relationships. And Jupiter is trining the North Node in your third house. So communication is on point, and your partner might be bringing in ideas for you as well on how to bring certain communications forward. This could be on social media, or this could be how you can form emails, how you can do more sales. Okay, you could even be starting to work together on something. But definitely, you could even be studying something else, studying, and your partner is going to be super supportive. Okay, new opportunities, more knowledge, a trip that could change a lot of things for you, and bring you and push you towards a new direction, change of job, and so forth. Health situation, be very careful about your health. It might be that you are under so much tension when it comes to work, and also because we have Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron in the fourth house, like family situation could be difficult, especially for Capricorn rising. So it could be that you're under a lot of tension, and it could lead to migraines or anxiety. So make sure that you calm your nervous system down, take a walk, go on a break, go on a holiday if that is what you really need, because otherwise, yeah, it will bring in some health issues for you. Choose wisely. So here we go. It's about choosing the direction. You see a lot of fingers here. So what direction are you going to take? And which is the one that gives you the most happiness, right? Could be that some of you are getting married, maybe marrying and going on a trip, or getting married in a different location, moving on. So some of you are definitely moving on from a situation, which could be work related, right? Sudden event that ends your your work, and you're going to do something else. Spiritual strength. So you're going to have a lot of spiritual strength. And, if you're single, time to mingle, because you could definitely meet someone new in your study group or on the trip that you're making. Um, it can really overrule you, right? And there's just a lot of tension. So make sure that you rest properly, because there's a lot of things going on in your life right now. Money situations, okay? Be careful of money scams or investments that are too good to be true, with Pluto in the second house opposing Venus in the eighth house. So Mercury is in the eighth house, making a positive aspect to the 10th. So more work related would be better than an actual general investment of money. Okay. Money towards possessions, like buying a house and things like that, are going to be more difficult for you now. Because of Pluto in the second house making this aspect to Venus. And also we have Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron in the fourth house. Okay. So we do have a bit of tension here, mental conflict. So do your meditation, spend time. If you're in a relationship, your partner can be true support to you. And if you're single, don't worry. Spend time relaxing. Go on a trip, treat yourself on a trip, and let the unexpected and surprising events happen to you. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Capricorn. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, let's move on to Aquarius. So, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this new moon in Virgo in your eighth house. And eighth house has to do with transformation, right? It's life death, and rebirth. And Virgo is all about everything mercurial. So you can be like diving into deep subjects of the occult or esoteric, and you're going to just look into how can you break certain cycles that keep happening, right? Maybe attracting the same kind of person, attracting things to you like friendships or jobs that, there's something repetitive that is happening, and you're gonna kind of dive into different things, and you might be using tools like astrology or like some kind of readings, or you're going to do like a hypnotic session. Um, that are going to help you dive deeper so you can let it go. You have the South Node there in the eighth house, so you can definitely let go of old baggage that's no longer serving you. It's also time to organize your papers, okay? So if anything comes up, we have the eighth house squaring Uranus in the fifth. It's not a time to do any kind of gambling, I would say, because there's a tension there, and you also have the South Node in the eighth house. I mean, it's unexpected, but it's more a no than a yes with your chart. Um, Also, investments, really look into them, right? And see if they're actually beneficial for you or if it's more beneficial for them. We have the North Node in your second house. So it's more about you making your own money. Jupiter is in the sixth house. So it's like with the work that you're doing, you can earn a lot of money, right? This could be like a switch in your job, or you might get more responsibility, or simply a raise. There could be more money coming in for you. Um, or just a lot of compliments with what you're doing that people really appreciate it. And those compliments give you more self value, and ultimately it's gonna push you towards a direction that is more in alignment with you. Okay. So yeah, paperwork, have an eye on that. Venus is in the sixth house opposing Pluto in the first. So don't give your heart away too soon, not to a job and not to a person, because Pluto can show you everything hidden, but it can also um, want to, because this intensity, when we're feeling such intense feelings for someone, right? We want to give ourselves away. And this is this opposition. It's either too much Pluto or too much Venus. Like, I'm gonna let myself be manipulated, or I'm gonna make sure this situation goes well, so I'm gonna control it myself. There's this dance going on, and it needs to be in the middle. Solid boundaries and not too quick, because usually the most intense relationships are meant to be just that, very intense, and it's hard to sustain them on the long term, right? Because when you're so with your head in the clouds, and it's such a nice feeling, it's really hard to do your job. It's really hard to live your day-to-day life, right? So mental conflict and base chakra. So it might be a little bit of overthinking going on, right? But also you are going into deeper questions. So you can let stuff go and make space for better things in your life. Look at that. Fulfillment of wishes and triumphant success. You're going to win in this situation, okay? You're going to have to investigate. You're going to have to be very detailed to solve it, to um, read into certain things, okay? Take your time, but you're going to overcome the situation that you want to end. There is a situation you want to end. I'm not saying anything violent here, please. I'm saying ending a situation that is not good for you. Rest and rejuvenate. So you need some rest to fully be clear on what it is that you want to, which situation you want to end in your life. Or maybe, and it could just be a thought or a pattern that has been happening, right? Because ultimately some patterns are something that we need to break. Like if we are falling for the wrong people, sometimes it comes from childhood, right? Like we think that we are used to something. Like very often what we love in someone else is something that we're used to from our home situation. So what you accept it at home because you had no choice, became normal. But it's quite unacceptable for people that came from a healthy house family. It's like, I would never accept that, right? Like, healthy boundaries. And also knowing yourself, like how far are you willing to go in a relationship, in a friendship, and without losing yourself, okay? Without losing yourself in the other person. So you have a massive opportunity to break that because we have Uranus in the fifth house. If you're pregnant, be careful, okay? Don't move too sudden or too much right now. Like, rest. Rest around this time. Be gentle to your little baby, okay? So that's my message for you, my amazing Aquarius. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time, let's move on to Pisces. So Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. For you, we have this new moon in Virgo in your seventh house. And this is in the house of partnerships, in the house of marriage. And, you are in a love cycle right now. And it could just happen suddenly. And there's a few scenarios here because we do have the South Node in the seventh house that does sometimes cut off relationships, right? So, and we have this new moon in the seventh house squaring Uranus in the fourth. So you might suddenly be moving away, moving out, leaving a relationship. And then you have Jupiter in the fifth house, which is attracting new relationships. So for some of you, you're leaving one and you're going into a new one. Or when you're single, you will only settle for someone that you have very strong and deep connection with. Otherwise, it's not going to stay. It's very often someone from a past life when the South Node is in the seventh house, something unfinished. Okay. But you're definitely in a lovey-dovey romantic mood. So enjoy that. Okay. And your North Node is in the first house, and it makes a trine to Jupiter in the fifth. This is an amazing alignment for pregnancy. So if you want to get pregnant, amazing alignment. If you want to be an artist, or you're an actor, or you're into whatever creativity, and you want to make that more your life path, you have the opportunity now to do so. Okay. It's like being an artist is part of your identity. North Node is your identity. So you're going to merge it into one. So you're going to live it, you're going to breathe it. And so ultimately, it can become your job. And Saturn is in the second house, so it does require you to work a bit harder, to work a bit more. But through the hard work, you will appreciate all the income that is coming in. Okay. This is also about wise money management and knowing your value, that you're not underselling yourself because you're doing something that you love, and maybe I should be asking less for it or doing a lot of things for free, right? And it happens to me a lot as well in this business, that people ask so much for free. Like, I'm doing free videos and definitely not making a lot of money with this, doing the videos. Yeah, I get emails, and sometimes I do something for free and they ask for more and more and more. I want more free information, right? But we have to appreciate what we're doing. We're spending time, we're spending hours into what we're doing, right? So appreciate what you're doing and have good boundaries. Like, this is what I'm willing to do, because everything that costs time, that takes time for you to do, is a job, right? And who's for you to decide what is the value of that? So it's like you have to value yourself in a way that makes you feel good, and that's going to help you, okay? Because then you can work hard because you feel the appreciation of the value, right? Um, Pluto is in the 12th house and it's opposing Venus in the fifth. So, if you are single and you want to attract love, make sure that the person coming in is genuine with you and wants the same thing as you, okay? could be a past life situation that is a bit manipulative. So you're going to have to be very clear on what it is that you want, what it is that you need. Sudden moves for some of you, sudden movement, moving the home, suddenly needing to change things in the home. And like at the beginning, I said there will be some power outage that could definitely also be happening for my Pisces, like power outage, internet off. I'm getting trapped in fear. So sometimes you feel fearful because you had to let go of so many things, but actually you're being guided to something better. Okay. Look at that truth and a situation. So for some of you, this is a healthy relationship or you're working towards that. Look at that spiritual connection. Like sometimes we shouldn't settle for something that's not good. Like ultimately, we are souls in a body that want to grow. We want to learn. We want to be spiritually more aligned. So you need a partner that can help you with that, that can bring out the best version of you. And if that person hasn't arrived yet, isn't it better to be alone and help yourself being that version? I'm getting balance, fertility. Well, we talk about pregnancy. If that's what you want, it's definitely on the cards and in the astrology. So balance is key for you. Okay. Find balance within yourself. um, Watch out with harsh speech at work because Mars is in the eighth house. It's in Libra. Libra likes harmony, and Mars is going to disrupt the harmony a bit. It's in a sextile with Mars, so it's going to be fine. It's nothing major. It's just that, yeah, don't it's about not overruling the conversation, but speaking with passion. And actually, if you do that, you can get a lot of stuff done. You can turn it into a positive event, make more sales than usual, material harvest. So it's really in how you value yourself and working hard towards what it is that you want to achieve, but so many good things for you coming. And even though it's scary, even though you feel like the ground is very shaky for you right now, or you need to suddenly move, or things are happening in the home or in your family situation, even, it's testing you how to stay grounded, even in unsettling situations, and that you can rely on your intuition and your intellect to know what to do next. Okay. So that's my message for you, my amazing Pisces. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. And until next time, thank you.